So keep in mind, before I get to the main point of this video is recorded before the Arcane level 81 weapons come out and stuff like that. This is August 6th of 2022. So things might change. But anyways, on to the point. If you're starting out in AL as a warrior and you just hit level 81, you're wondering which weapon you should buy out of Neptaris or Polaris. The first weapon is going to be Polaris. And the reason for that is, most of the time if you're a new player, you're not going to be running maps with people. So when you go to run Zodia's maps, you're going to have issues with mobs. And if you're using Neptaris, you'd kill them one at a time, and that'd take 99 years. If you go to Polaris, it's going to be wiping out 3 mobs per proc, which is pretty quick. The only downside to Polaris is it doesn't nuke health on the main bosses as fast as Neptaris, but it still does a good amount of damage to the main bosses when you have your ultimate activated. So another benefit from Polaris is it's 10 times easier to use than Neptaris when you're starting out in this game. A lot of people have an issue using Neptaris. Don't know how, it's so easy to use. You just make eels swarm your enemy and then charge attack it, and then swipe attack. But anyways, when you use Polaris, go for pure strength. Just strength is all you need with Polaris. And when you go to Neptaris, get this little pet called Garlic. Right here, it's a mythic pet that costs maybe 100,000 gold, 120,000 gold. That's cheap. What that pet does is it gives you, if I can find it, it gives you haste. And 20% haste doesn't seem like a lot, but it makes you attack faster. And the faster you can attack with Neptaris, the more damage you're going to do. Now, the next pet you're going to get, which is more expensive, it's quite a few million, it's going to be Heroic Tap. Its arcane ability gives you 20% haste as well. So like, if I'm using Neptaris, which I am now, I'm going to unequip my pet because I have Heroic Garlic on here. So you can see how slow I attack. 2, 3, 4, you can see how slow those attacks are. Now if I use Garlic and attack, it's a bit faster. Now if I use Heroic Tap and Garlic, look how fast I attack. I'm just swinging very fast. And keep in mind, every swing during Neptaris proc without your ultimate is like 100,000 damage or 200,000 damage. With the ultimate, it's like a million or so. So like one swipe is 1,000,000 damage. It's that important to know that. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end this little clip here and get onto the main video. Okay, now on to the main video. Here's why you should use Polaris first before you use Neptaris. If I go to one of the Elite Zodia's maps here, and I just start running this map, I go up to one of these mini bosses, and you can see there's mobs around me and stuff. If I was to use Neptaris, 90% of the time, I'm gonna miss the mini boss, and I'm gonna hit some little target, like I did here. But if I use Polaris, if it ever procs, I'm going to be hitting all the enemies around me and the mini boss. So it helps a ton when killing the mini bosses when there's enemies surrounding you. Neptaris, on the other hand, has a disadvantage. It will only target a random enemy, which will most likely not be the boss most of the time. Polaris just hits everything. I'm going to clear the rest of this map real quick, and I'll get to the boss. Alright, so here's where Neptaris comes into play. For the main bosses, just use Neptaris, proc it, use your ultimate, and say bye to his health.